Now we are connected with everybody.
You still hear me?
Yep, I can still
Oh,
hear you, brother.
that was weird. I just
Sweet.
changed, made sure it was on my higher quality microphone.
Good. Yeah, I was gonna say you sound really good, man. You sound really, really good. Let me pull up the chat. We'll wait for people to start rolling in here.
Did you
What's up?
no, it looks like you did. It's all good. Just seeing if you had updated the document since you sent it to me.
Yep.
But
Yep, I did.
yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, it works pretty good. It works pretty fluid in regards to going through things. That should be pretty easy to go through. Also, it does make it big when I make it bigger. Oh, okay. Nice. That's good to know. How was your day today, Adam?
It was alright. I just did like a really short, quick overnight camp out with my brother up by Bartlett Lake, and it was colder than we were expecting because I like checked the weather and it said it was only going to get down to like 60.
Yeah.
Well, it got much colder than that, and so I was not entirely prepared for how cold it ended up being.
Oh man, let me go ahead and share this out. Say we're live. Yeah, I've been working on drones, getting ready. I've been doing a little bit of practice today for the We Bleed FPV. So that's super fun, man. I'm super excited about the track and everything.
The Tiny Whoop Velocidrome?
Yep. Yeah, the We Bleed FPV series.
Yeah, gotcha.
Okay. Yeah, I got racing tomorrow, racing practice for 5 or 6 hours. So I got to finish with fixing up some drones.
Oof, that's a long day.
4 weeks, I probably won't be doing any freestyle because I'm just going to be straight training, especially the whoop practice and the multi GP coming up. I mean, that's probably about a month worth of training or a month's worth till a month's time till training. Golly, I can't speak today. A month's time till the event. So I got a month's worth of training to go through.
Right.
So, but it is what it is. So let me finish sharing this out on Instagram real quick, and then we'll go into kind of what we want to talk about in regards to going over the parts of the build and make sure we're going to finalize what parts we're going to get for the 10-inch.
Yep.
And then talk about it in regards to other aspects of maybe why we chose what we chose, what we may step into the future, as well as possibly some options for other people if they're looking to build a 10-inch or even something bigger, possibly some of the options that they may want to go with.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead. Story. Golly, dude, stories are so hard to work with sometimes. The actual, I just don't get it. Sometimes you grab the text, sometimes you don't grab the text. There we go, perfect. Okay, perfect. Let's just go ahead and we'll hop into it. Let me pull up that little notepad that we had talked about. What's up, brother?
No, you're good.
All right.
We'll get to it later. I was just getting ahead of myself.
Yep. I hear you. Some water. You got nobody in here yet.
Yo, Infamous, what's up?
What's up, brother? Yeah, he sent me a little clip of him working on his flips and everything. It's Beautiful.
Nice.
I got to get like some start intro or anything like that, some like waiting music or something like that to get my stream actually started for like maybe the first 5 minutes or 10 minutes before the actual event, so people can start joining in, because you can't join in. Well, no, you can join into the lives beforehand. But yeah, pretty much all the stream's going to be about is we're going to be going over our 10-inch build that me and Adam are working on. We're doing this together just because it's going to be easier, and then we can both end up flying it. And as well, one of us won't have enough use for the actual drone. So it makes it a little bit simpler to build it with somebody, and then we can both enjoy flying it and not spend all of the money to actually build it.
Yep.
So some of the things that we're looking to accomplish throughout this actual build is to learn a little bit about 10-inch builds and bigger builds. We're going to work on some waypoint missions as well with the plane Adam is building. We're going to be looking to put a larger camera on there for cinematics. So some type of Canon camera. I mean, with the 10-inch props or even up higher if we choose to go with a bigger frame. I noticed, or I imagine, putting a nice large camera on there, we should be able to get something pretty big and beefy. Longer flight time. So that was one thing I was thinking that would be really nice. I mean, it could be if you were using it for shots out in the desert or going out for long range.
Yeah.
I mean, using one battery, I mean, we can probably get 20 to 30 minutes, I imagine, on one battery with a.
I would bet, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Well, I don't actually know, but I would suspect that we're going to be able to get some good flight times like that.
Yeah, because I know we were talking about building. I didn't include that battery, so I guess we can talk about that kind of now. Batteries, what camera y'all putting? We'll get into that. Are you talking about the camera for the 10-inch build, or are you talking about for the camera that will actually be on the 10-inch? That'll be on top of it. But yeah, let's go into talk about batteries. So I know the one thing, we're definitely probably going to get some lithium polymer, some big ones, some 4,000 or 6,000 milliamp. Actually, would we even mess around with 4,000 milliamp batteries, really? Let's see, kind of.
I mean, that would definitely be on the small side, but yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
It would still work.
That's what I was thinking. The 4,000 is going to be extremely small. I don't even know if Get FPV would even carry the bigger batteries. Let's find out.
I don't actually know.
Most expensive battery Get FPV spells.
Well, that's probably
6,000 milliamp 6S. That's really not even that good, dude. We make better packs than these.
Yeah. Well, so for lithium ion, I figure that we can take my 6S 2P and you're gonna have one eventually.
Yeah.
So we take both of ours and put them in parallel. So basically, we'll have a 6S 4P.
Okay.
Lithium ion.
So 180 amp peak is what we'd be looking at.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we'd probably be building this with an XT90 or something.
Yeah, I imagine so. Well, it'd be XT60s, then we could build an XT90 connector.
Yeah, well, and the thing I guess we should really think about is remember that we're only putting like a 65 amp ESC on there or something like that?
Yeah, I think it was a 60 amp ESC, and then it had a peak of 75 amps. So yeah, I really guess it really depends on what props we put on there, what type of pitch we put on there, which really depends on how much.
Yeah, how aggressive we're trying to push it.
And I would say we'd start out small. I mean, we could even start out with some 9-inch props, some high pitch 9-inch props. Or I mean,
Infamous is saying FPV cam.
So for the FPV cam, we'll get into it, but we're going to be going analog with this one just for now. Eventually, though, in the future, probably in a couple of months, we'll be switching it to digital, though. So, but for the batteries, so it looks like, we'll be, for the lithium ion side, we'll be doing a 6S 4P pack, and that's 8,400 milliamp. No, wait. How many milliamps is that?
What?
No, 6S 2P, 6S 4P. So then it would be 1,600 milliamps.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1,600 milliamp battery, 180 amp peak. I mean, I feel like we could get a pretty long flight time out of that. So, other than that, I don't really know who makes a lot of long range batteries. And
I mean, you just gotta. I don't know. Let's see.
What about
CNHL?
CNHL makes, because you got that 4,000 and a 6,000 series pack.
I have a 4S 4000 that I got from them, but I know that they make some bigger batteries. So let's see, 6S.
Let's go 6S. Well, we wouldn't even probably be in an FPV category anymore then. 'Cause they probably wouldn't even have a.
Let's
Golly,
see.
this webpage sucks.
I mean, they got us for lipo. I mean, they've got 6S6000 right here. Let's see.
Are you under the FPV side or which side are you under?
I just went under batteries. I didn't go under specific.
The pizza hobbies are sold out.
Let's see.
Oh, so you went to batteries, and then we sorted by price, high to low.
6S, yeah. Yeah, I mean, they've got 6S6000.
So if we got those, we could run 2.
Oh, there's a 6S8000 right there.
Oh, yeah, 8,500. Or 9,500, actually. So, I mean, that'd be pretty good. And for $110, too, that's not bad with EC5 plug.
9,500, where do you see that?
Right here. 9,500 milliamps. Oh, darn, this is a 4S. Wow.
My bad. I know, I was like, what are you looking at? I'm looking at...
No, I thought this said 6S. My apologies. So 6,000, 6,200, 6,000, 8,000, 6S. That's a 30C. So what would that be? 8 times 30.
8 times 30 is...
160, 240, 240. That'd be
plenty. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, plenty of amps. I mean, especially when you get up in that larger capacity batteries, you're going to get that lower C rating because you're not going to need them. I mean, with the 8,000 milliamp battery, you're going to have 240 amps still. I mean, that's a lot of plenty of amps to actually get through in there.
Way more than enough.
So yeah, we're looking at $94, and I mean that could easily, that might even be able to hold 2 if we, depending on what frame we get, we could even run one on the top and the bottom.
Yeah, which is what we would probably have to do for the lithium ion.
Oh yeah, definitely to actually get that. So imagine what we could end up doing is getting one of these, putting one of these on the bottom, then putting a heavy lift camera, or putting the bigger camera up top. Like if we put a Canon, like a DSL camera, a DSLR camera, that'd be nice, man. Because I was looking at getting a new camera. We just can't crash it.
Yeah, you can fly that.
yeah, exactly. Once we know that the drone is actually good, it's just scary to put a big old camera on there. So yeah, so it looks like for batteries then, for the lithium ion route, we'll be going the 6S4P pack, which is that 16,000 milliamps at 180 amp peak. And then we're going to be going for the lithium polymers. We'll probably be going in the 8,000. And I imagine we can probably even find some probably 10,000 milliamp packs, probably from different vendors and such like that.
What's up, Cream?
What's up, Cream? How you doing, brother? Let's see, 10,000 milliamps. Let's see if they even have them. They probably do. I know they do. Doesn't Tattoo make the 10,000 milliamp 6S?
Do they?
I think they have a big old 10,000. Here's a 9,000.
Oh, I found an 11,000.
Who makes that?
Max Amps. Here's the
there's batteries. They're really expensive though. Woo-wee.
Yeah, it is. This is a $400 battery.
Wow.
There's a Tattoo 10,000, but that's also expensive. That's $200.
Yeah, so I mean, even just building it, if we have both our own packs at 6S2
if we wanted to go, I don't know how you feel about this brand, but there's a Turnigy 10,000 for $95.
Turnigy isn't that made by I thought that was made by Tattoo. Turnigy?
I don't know who that's made by, to be honest.
They're probably all made by
sold on Hobby King's website.
Okay, no, yeah, those aren't. Yeah, Turnigy graphenes too. There's a 6,000 milliamp.
Here, let me.
There's a 20,000 milliamp, dude.
There you go.
Is that the one you were saying?
No.
Look at this one, brother.
That's crazy.
20,000 milliamp XT90 already on there.
What's up, Mary?
Ooh,
how you doing?
That'd be expensive. Hey, Marie, how are you doing, brother?
Yeah, I feel that, Cream.
Chilling at work like always, man. Getting in that money, brother. And you got the shoots this weekend, man. Good luck on that. I can't wait to see that. Send me some footage, brother. I'm super excited.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? That Turnigy is only rated at 12C, but when you're at 10 amps, it's still 120 amps.
Well, 12 to 20. Yeah, golly.
That's still enough power. 120 amps. You're just not gonna be doing any super crazy punch outs.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't want to anyways with only a 65 amp ESC.
I imagine this would be good for like long range. You know what I mean? Not super long range like lithium ion, but if we're doing a heavy lift camera.
20,000 6S. That's a big battery right there.
Yeah, I would like to see how big that thing is. I wonder what gauging they use.
They probably give you the dimensions.
Let's see. Product
they give pack size.
Here it is 12. No. Length 203 millimeters. Width. I hate millimeters. Well, I don't hate it. That's just not the system that I use. I just don't understand how to convert it.
So
It's actually very much of a beneficial system. Dang, dude, 2,600 grams.
Jeez, 2,600 grams by itself.
That's five 5-inch quads. That's literally like 5 or 6 heavy 5-inch quads. That's nuts.
So it was 200 millimeters. What's it? 203.
It was 203 millimeters for the length.
That's 8 inches long.
Wow.
By
70.
70. That is 2.75 inches. And then 93.
That's really not too bad for the width. 2.7 inches, so a 3-inch wood battery. It's really not that big, actually. Length, 9 inches.
I mean, it would be
battery.
It'd be. I don't know. I feel like a 20,000 might be overkill.
Oh no, of course. Well, especially for weight.
I think the 10,000. See, what I don't like is the low C rating, though.
What was that one that we were looking at? Because the life. Let's look back at the 10,000. So I mean, what if we just started out? I mean, it might even make sense to go with the CNHL and just do the 8,000.
What goggle module do you guys use?
You were saying this is low for the C rating for the 8,000?
No. The Turnigy 10,000 and 20,000 with the 12C.
So you feel comfortable with this one?
It's not that bad, but
you feel comfortable with this
China Hobby line. Let me see. Yeah, that's because the 8,000's got twice as much power. The 8,000's got what? What do we say? 240.
Yeah, 240 amps. So that would be plenty. That'd be super, super plenty. So for the goggle modules that we use, Adam is running digital. So he runs the version 1 of the digital goggles, and I run the rapid fire. I used to run for, 2.5 years. I ran an AKK module off of Amazon for $30. So, you can really play with anything.
Are you going to be getting another additional rapid fire module for your long range setup?
Yeah, because we got to change that all up. I got to figure out we got to reattack that situation. So, because that wasn't working good at all.
No, it was pretty.
It's pretty sketch. It's pretty sketch in the long range situation. But yeah, I would love to do some other things too with that too for the waypoints. Once we get the other things up, we get the actual long range station up. I was looking at building one that has a tracking capability and actually would track the drone. So make sure that it is in the best signal as possible. But we'll see.
At this point, we might as well go to 1.3.
Well, I just didn't want to do the antennas though.
You already spent the money on the antennas, but you can get the 1.3.
No, not that. The 1.3 antennas to put on the drone. They're huge.
Oh, gotcha.
They're massive, and a 1.3 gigahertz antenna is huge. But all right, so that pretty much I think covers it for the battery. So I think we'll start with the 8030C battery from CNHL. And I'll post all this information for our build for anybody who wants to follow along or maybe do that themselves or for in the future just for information. Kind of what we actually finally choose. And I think that's an XT90 on there too, brother, too, which is nice.
Oh, is it? I just exited that page.
Yep, XT90.
There you go.
Yep, and this one's only 1,000 grams. That's still a lot. Only 1,000 grams, dude. This is a whole.
When you were just looking at a 2.6 kilogram battery, that's not so bad.
No, not at all. But to say that we're strapping literally almost a drone and a half, a 5-inch drone on the bottom of it, which is pretty cool, man. Yeah, it is like carrying a brick, dude. That's exactly right.
Well, I already strapped an entire 5-inch drone onto my 7-inch. That's a big pack, man.
Yeah, it is. It's a beefy pack. I wonder if we could put a brick on the 10. We could definitely probably put a brick on the 10-inch.
Brick as in, what do you mean?
Not like a physical brick.
Oh, yeah, I don't carry it. That's like, you know what that is? That's the.
What's up, High Drones?
How's it going, High Drone? That's weight and balance for checking when we carry a DSLR.
Oh, exactly.
A literal brick.
All right, perfect. So anybody who's just tuning in, all we're doing is we're just going over the parts for our 10-inch build. We're kind of just reviewing it, making sure we're choosing the right ones, and then as well as sharing the information kind of as long as we're learning, because we've never built a 10-inch. Anything bigger than a 7-inch, pretty much we haven't touched. So it'd be kind of nice to – what's up, brother? So it'd be kind of nice to share the information, and anybody who else has experience or anybody else who has experience in the 10-inch or bigger game, if you have any advice, by all means, just let us know. Oh, no problem, brother. But if you guys have any advice in regards to any of the parts we're choosing, by means, shoot it in the chat, message me on Facebook, and just let us know. Need a good chase rig. I can build you a good chase rig, brother. So moving on, the things we talked about that we're mainly doing this for is to learn a lot about tuning 10-inch drones, moving up to a Beast class drone eventually, or an X class drone. We're going to be doing this to carry larger cameras for better cinematic shots, like maybe a DSLR camera. We'll be able to use this in a multi-shot environment. We'll be able to use one battery and get 2 to 3 different shots, which would be super nice. We don't have to change and have multiple batteries because batteries are going to be expensive. I mean, we just looked; they're going to be anywhere in the range of about $100.
Yeah, minimum it's going to be like $100 battery.
Exactly. So that's going to be expensive. So it'd be nice that we'll be able to get 2 or 3 shots on one battery. We'll probably be able to do anywhere from, I imagine, 10 to 15 minutes on that smaller battery if we're not going crazy with it. Which would be super nice. And then the prop choice too. We'll get into that and which props we're going with. I
would say a good chase rig is, I would say, a 7-inch, because you can get a little more flight time and speed out of it. And so that's what I would recommend for a chase rig.
A 6 or 7-inch. Just it really depends on what you're looking for and the size of battery and time. So I mean, if you're looking for more time, the 7-inch route is the way you want to go. What props y'all going to run? We'll get into that infamous getting ahead of the game, brother. We'll get to the props. Those are very important. And those are kind of actually still up in the air and kind of which one we're going to go with. So, but yeah, the other last thing is just mainly for fun. So it's just a really cool project. I haven't done any, I mean, I've been in FPV a little over 3 years and I haven't really, can't remember like a last project I've had fun or excited about. I mean, drone building is fun. Racing is fun. But mainly for fun, just enjoyment. I mean, just to hear the actual thing spin up and fly it, it's going to be a blast. So,
yep.
All right, go ahead. Are you good to move on?
Yep. Motors, right?
First thing we'll go into is the motors we got. The main reason why we ended up purchasing these motors, we believe that this is a great motor for the setup and what we're going to choose. The main reason why we hopped on it so quick and why we have this and we're not discussing it is because it was on sale. So we ended up going with the 3115 motors. They are the 1050 kV series. So this will be run on a 6S battery like we just discussed before. They do also make them in the, what is it, Adam? They make them like the 900s and the 600 kV, I believe.
Yeah, they do make them in lower kV. We went a little bit higher, I think.
So we'll be looking, we want the higher kV because like it was on sale. They were $37 or $36. So it's super, super nice.
Which for a 10-inch motor that big, that's not a bad deal.
Here. Hold on, we got comparisons to what the actual. Here's the beefcake of a motor compared to a 5-inch motor. So, I mean, it is significantly taller, significantly bigger.
Yep.
I think when we calculated the motor volume size, it's about 4 times larger than a 5-inch motor. So. The main reason we went with this one over other ones, which we can pull up some other motors and we can look at them. If you'll see, most of the other motors usually range in about the 45 to, it was like the $60 mark, right, Adam?
Yeah, somewhere in that range. So those being on sale, we decided to grab those because we got some spares too. So
yep, because there'll be plenty enough. The 3111s or 3115s in total was 11,000. For the cubic volume for the motor stators, which is plenty enough to swing 10-inch props. It's going to be super good. Let's see. Let's get into these. Let's go to the price and just sort it by price. Because there's a lot of different stator sizes. And that's one of the biggest things I just wanted to touch on. When you're building a drone, it doesn't matter even if it's a 2.5-inch drone. It's really important to make sure that you're looking at your motor stator size or your motor stator volume, that you're giving yourself enough stator volume to actually be able to carry the prop or push the prop. Sorry, not push, spin the prop that you're spinning. So here's one. There was the contender. The Brother Hobby was a contender. Another 2812 was not a contender. That be more for like an 8-inch prop. The 2812 is a smaller motor stator size. So other than that, they don't have any other Beast class size motor here. That would be for the T size prop. That would be for the Beast class. Yeah, so the only one they really have here is the 2814s, which is really not much bigger than their other size, the Brother Hobby, the 2812s.
No, 24. 18's not big enough.
No, it's only 2 more millimeters higher. So I mean, right here, and this is at $36. That's still right at around what we paid for our Brother Hobby lines.
But ours are bigger. So.
Yeah, and this is the T5 lineup. So I think they're at with the T6s now. So it is the lineup below it, but
so that's probably why it was on sale. It's last generation or whatever.
Yep, and I imagine so. They're going to be coming out with the new ones here shortly. So this, as you see,
they'll still be good motors for us though, for sure.
Oh yeah, they're going to be great motors. So this would be the only other one at Get FPV, and it's 2814 is really just not enough to spend a 10-inch prop. Because I mean, we could even prop up if we ever wanted to, and probably go up to maybe an 11-inch prop, or maybe even a 12-inch, like a low pitch 12-inch if we wanted to. So let's do race day quads. And actually, let's pull up Pyro too. But yeah, I was so mad, man. I was messing around with one of my race drones, and I just put a brand new flight controller on it. Like I was telling you, the UART was bad.
That sucks.
Yeah, brand new, but I mean, things break all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, Hydro, you should definitely learn to build, man. Honestly, I didn't build my first couple drones, but I built my 7-inch, and it really wasn't that bad. I mean, like, take your time, don't rush, like I went back and I went through tons of YouTube videos and stuff for it to like make sure that I was doing things right, try to figure things out. It's, it's not that bad. It will take you some time, but it's totally worth it because.
And until then, I'll build them.
There you go.
I love building drones, man. I got another 2 frames. The one picture I sent you of, where's that frame? That's a pretty interesting frame. I actually put it together. So it's the Mark II that I was showing you. It's got the actual cross brace, the metal cross brace in between it. It's a pretty interesting frame, but I just don't like the size of the arms. They are 4 millimeters, so I know they're going to break pretty quick. But it'll be interesting. My daughter wants me to build it as a drone, so I think I'm going to end up building it. I may even end up giving one of these frames away. I have another one right here in the box. I may end up giving it away.
It's a 5-inch?
It is a 5-inch. It is a 5-inch. So we'll see. Like I said, the only thing I was kind of disappointed about was the size of the actual arms. I imagine you can go get them cut by somebody else and get 5 millimeter arms. But other than that, I mean, I think the total weight of this one was like 70 or 80 grams for this frame. It might even be more. It might be more than that, but it might be more. So, but that is 2 builds, or a build that I'll be coming up here. I got another race build coming up for another 4S and a 6S. But let's get back to motors. Let's see what other options we have here. Pyro doesn't look like. They got the 2814s, the next gens, the 1100 kV. That would have gave us a little more punch. But I mean, we're really not going for punch. I would say we're just more of all looking. I mean, we're going to get a decent amount of punch with the 1050 kV on 6S. But I mean, we're just, I don't know. We don't really have an objective in regards to speed or I mean, freestyling. Have you ever seen anybody freestyle a 10-inch?
I mean, if you were brave enough, you could, I guess.
Yeah, I'm talking about do some power loops with the 10-inch. Oh man, dude, that'd be nuts. Let's go price high to low, and then we'll kind of. There's really, or actually, it may be actually labeled under the beast class, which is probably why we might not be seeing them.
Well, you should be able to see them in the all motors, though.
Yeah, no. See, they got ours still for $38.99, so it went up a little bit. Oh, well, they're sold out now.
Yeah.
So there really isn't any other option. This is the motor that you got for your plane. Did you put it on the plane?
No, I didn't. That motor there. Yeah, the 2318 or whatever.
Yep.
No, I haven't yet. I've got the parts. I just got to find the time to
start. You got the motor with you?
No, it's at my shop.
At your shop. Gotcha. So there's really no other options here. Who else sells like X-Class or Beast-Class motors? I mean, even Brother Hobby. I mean,
yeah, maybe the Brother.
But as you see, I mean, there's really not many options for 10-inch or anything in between there. I wonder if they really just make the jump more for the 12 and 13-inch, the Beast-Class.
Yeah, it's probably.
They have a skateboard, brother? Oh,
what
wow.
the heck?
I guess so. Motors. Let's see, because I know Brother Hobby, this one would be a good one. The Avenger, the 2816 would be a good one. I mean, this is definitely comparable. It could run a 10-inch prop. This is more for a 9-inch. I mean, the motor stator volume of this one isn't too much. The 2816, 600 kV, so this is an 8S motor.
Yeah, you're gonna get a lot of torque with that tall of a motor.
You would.
The width to tallness ratio.
Yeah, so this would be more of a what's it called? Those 9-inch prop.
Yeah.
That'd still be plenty though. They only say 4 to 6S, which that can't be right. There's no way you can run a 600 kV on 6S. That's extremely low.
But, well, I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe they think you're going to be spinning a big prop or something. I don't know.
Even spinning a big prop that low kV.
That is low.
You're not going to have any grunt whatsoever. Let's see what other options they have here. So, I mean, we were kind of not cornered, really. I mean, it just, for the price, I mean, they're even selling them right now for $46 still.
What do you think, Lazy Day? Amari's got a question for you, or Mary.
Should I get rapid fire that's been used twice or a brand new TBS Fusion? I mean, depending on cost, the only nice part about getting a brand new TBS Fusion is you have warranty. And with the rapid fire that's been used twice, I mean, if it's like $50 less, I would definitely go for the rapid fire. But, I mean, you get the warranty with the TBS Fusion. You get the year long, so if something does go wrong with it, you can send it back to TBS. Plus, as well, if you have Crossfire, it integrates really nicely into that because you can do all your channel changing from there. There's other stuff that's integrated with that TBS Fusion, too. I haven't looked into it all the way, but they're both great modules. I mean, you're really not going to go wrong at all. So they do have a huge range of KVs. I didn't know they went up to the 1520 kV.
Wow, that's on that motor. That's
a really high kV. So this would be a 4S, I imagine.
Something like that, I guess.
I mean, why would you want to run a 4S? That'd be so much amperage.
Yeah,
but, I mean, 4 amps. I guess. I mean, so that's the motor choice we chose to go with. I think the weight of it, it's 110 grams per motor. So just the motors alone, we're going to be sitting at 450 grams. Just the motors alone. So super excited with these motors. Super excited to put them on the drone, get them wired up. And just to kind of give you guys, that was the insight of why we chose these motors. They're definitely going to be plenty enough to spin up the 10-inch prop, as well as the 1050 kV should give us some punch for some actual high speed and some top end there. So overall, I think it's a great motor and super excited that we got it at the lower cost. And this will be the motor we are going with for our 10-inch build by the Fusion. Bye-bye money. Since you joined the hobby, man, that's what happens. Money just goes away. All right, what was the next thing we were going on to, Adam? We were going on to
VTX. We're going to go, you kind of mentioned earlier, we're going to go with analog.
Yep.
We may move to digital, or I think the plan is we will move to digital once you get an HD goggle system. But you know,
so I'm behind the game. Adam's already made the jump. When he first came in, he went to digital.
Yeah. So we're gonna go with the TBS Unified Pro 32 1 watt VTX for that.
Yep. Which I mean, out of that, there's with the limitations that the FAA has in place, you can't get anything above 1 watt. So out of FPV products nowadays, the top of the line is going to be TBS. So, I mean, if we're looking to put a VTX in there, I mean, we have HCLRC. I have an HCLRC right here. That's a good 800 milliwatt VTX as well. This is Zeus. This is the new one I got to put on one of my drones to test out, actually. Mm-hmm. But TBS is just one of the main people in the game. So that's when we went with just a 1 watt, super, super simple. And then eventually, like Adam said, once I move over to digital, we'll be putting a digital system on there. So that will be super nice. Super straightforward, simple. There's no
probably a full air unit.
Yeah. What's the big difference between the full air unit and the other one?
Well, the air unit does one. It has onboard capture, so we can like stick an SD card in there, so we can do that for 1080p on board, just as additional recording, but not really.
Oh, so it's 1080p on board.
Yeah, on board. If you do the air unit, it's 1080p. Yeah.
Okay.
And then it does 2 antennas on the air unit, as opposed to the Vistas and stuff are all 1 antenna.
Oh, okay. So, which will have plenty of room too. I mean, the size of the actual frame, and we'll get into the frame decision. I mean, we won't get into the frame decision in this actual conversation because we're still trying to make a decision on the frame. Yep. Once we make a decision on the frame, we'll probably do the first 5 or 10 minutes discussion in the next video where we actually build it. We'll actually discuss why we went with the frame. Reason why we don't want to put it out there right now is there's not that many 10-inch frames, and if we put out what one we might want. That one may end up getting bought because they're in very limited quantity for the place that we're looking to buy them from. So like I said, we'll show you guys that when we actually decide which one we go with. So the next thing was, man, my phone.
Camera. So
camera.
Your Predator V5 Micro is what you wanted to do?
Yep. So we're going to be going with just a regular Predator V5 Micro Foxier. There's still a lot. I mean, any of those good analog cameras that you get nowadays, a lot of people don't like run cam, but some people do. Foxier, CatX, they all have great, really good cameras nowadays. So, I mean, we really can't go wrong as long as we get one of the newer versions. But this will just be temporary. We'll put it on there and then we'll remove it when we put the actual full air unit as well on there. So how long do they make the cables for the air units? The extensions?
You can get longer ones, yeah.
The only reason why I'm asking is, depending on the frame, that may be sitting all the way in the back.
Yeah, I think Peter was saying that he had, and that might have been for the Vista, so I mean it'd be different. Yeah, I don't know actually.
Oh yeah, he had the 120 centimeter cable, I think is what he had.
Yeah, 120.
12 centimeter cable.
12 centimeter.
Right? Yeah, he got the super long one.
Well, 12. He had a 12 and a 20. He got a 20 was the one that was too long.
So he's right in between where he needed to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's no real decision on the VTX as in regards to the camera too. Just going with some of the top of the line products that are out there, and we really can't go wrong. So now one of the areas that is a big area is the ESC that we are going with. So there is a couple options. So some people, we can either go with a single ESC on each arm, or we can go with a 4-in-1. So what do you think the pros and cons of that, Adam, would be really of going with one or the other?
Well, so 4-in-1s are limited to up to a certain size,
Yep. As far as right now, yeah, correct.
Yeah, so I mean, like the biggest 4-in-1s you can get is probably like 65 amp, I think is what we found.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas individual ESCs, I mean, you can get them up to 120 amp or crazy.
Gotcha. So with the single SCs, then we'd be benefiting with the more current.
Yeah, we could have
having a bigger platform to put it on.
Yeah, I mean, the individual ESC should fit on the arms. That's how most people run them. So realistically, it shouldn't cost us. Actually, if anything, it should make our build less crowded because we won't have an additional board in the stack
in the center. Yeah,
not that we won't have a lot of room. It's a 10-inch frame. It should have quite a bit of space, but really, to me, the biggest thing is just the additional headroom of power that we can have
with the single ESCs.
With the single individual ESCs.
So now the only downside that I could see going with the single ESCs is I could imagine the cost.
Yeah, they will be a little more up there. Pricey, obviously, especially because there are higher rated amp.
Yeah.
So that's the thing is do we want to risk getting close to blowing that 4-in-1 because it was a little bit cheaper?
Yeah.
True. Or do we want to spend let's say, I don't know what a good 4-in-1 costs. Like you're looking at what, $80 right there?
Yep. And this is that iFlight, that 60 amp one that we were looking at previously. So this one we wouldn't really have the overhead, and we wouldn't really, I mean, the only really benefit I can see with going in the 4-in-1 is just cheaper and less wiring on our part.
Yeah.
That seems like really no additional capacitor needed up to 5S. Yeah, right, man. I would always put a capacitor onto it. It's 50 volt, the 1,000 microfarads, 50 volt capacitors are huge, man. Huge.
Yeah.
Look at this, though. I mean, it is a beautiful board. They did a great job. iFlight does make some really, really good products.
Let's see.
Beautiful board, 13 grams. So if we go with the 4-in-1 ESC, we're looking at probably, I think the only other one that was really high up there in the rating was the Mamba Stacks. I know T-Motor makes a 60 amp ESC. Oh, Hollybro Tech. This would be a good one too. This is a 65 amp. Man, look at that board, dude. Think they could have put any more chips on there? Golly.
They packed it in there.
Dude, that is amazing. Wow.
Let's see.
Even on the top, dude, they even got an additional daughter board soldered onto the top of this one. Wow. This may even be a good one. So this is 5 amps. What's the peak of this one? So this is 65 amps.
Here you go. 160 amp 5 to 12 S ESC. $100 each.
Golly.
Yeah. I think that's an overkill. I don't think we need that.
Just a little bit. Where's the... I hate when they put the... They don't tell you the max.
So here's...
I actually watched the video, man. There's a really good video on these motors for the thrust testing and how much amps they actually take.
Oh, no,
actually a really good video.
Motor or?
Yeah, this motor that we have right here. So he only ran it up to 9-inch props, and it was only taking, I think it was 48 or 50 amps was the max.
On 6S?
No, he only ran it up to 5S.
Okay, so we're adding an additional cell of voltage, and we're adding additional prop size.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be able to max out that. We'll be able to overpull that 60 amp for sure.
Well, it's the 65. Well, I mean, that's 65 continuous. I'm trying to see what the peak is.
Well, the peak is just, I mean, there's not going to be any like official like peak. It's really, you know, how, you know, you can get it. I mean, technically they could withstand 2000 amps if it's a short enough amount of time.
Microsecond. Yeah.
You know, so that's the thing about
well, I'm just seeing what they're rated because I know like Mamba stacks will tell you, you know what I mean, 85 amp peak for, you know, I mean 2 seconds or whatever else. I'm just seeing if they would rate it. So you're thinking that then we should go the single route for the ESCs?
No, I mean, I'm not a fan of adding additional cost, but I'm a fan of two things. One, if we blow an ESC, we may not blow the whole 4-in-1. We could end up just blowing a single ESC.
Well, then, regardless, either way, it's going down.
Yeah, but hopefully, I mean, hopefully it's not wrecked completely. But
no, I hear you.
Then the second thing is that we get a little more headroom for the, you know, max power. Just that, like I said, it would make me feel a little more comfortable. But
the only problem with going with the single ESCs is then we're going to have to get an all-in-one board and a power distribution board then too as well. Actually, I have a power distribution board that came with my frames. Right here. Yeah, GEP RC included a power distribution board for up to 6S. So we could end up even using this actually for the motors. Sweet. Yeah, I totally forgot about this. So yeah, we have a power distribution board. So if we go that route, so I guess, all right, so either we're doing the single ASCs, the 65 amp, 60 amp, or we're going the single route. So I know one of the single ESCs that we were looking at under electronics, ESC, single ESCs. I know the one we were looking at was, no, there we go, single ESCs. Hey, Private Island, how you doing, brother? We are just looking and trying to make some decisions on our 10-inch build here. Right now, we're on the ESCs that we're going to be going with.
Or that.
Is that it?
No, I linked the wrong thing.
Oh, okay.
There's that one.
Thank you. Copy.
Oh, that didn't copy the right link. Come on, get it together.
Get it together. Oh, yeah, the APD ones, right?
That was the one that you had mentioned. Yeah. So there's this one. There's the actual link. Sorry. And it's an 80 amp 5 to 12S.
Oh, okay. So this is that one. Where's the other one?
6S.
Was it APD? Because there's one person I spoke with, APD. One person I spoke with who does the. I'll see. That's only a 40 amp. Which one were we looking at? One person I spoke with who does just Beast class and X class drones.
Yeah.
He said the only hardware to mess with if we don't want to waste our time, which I don't really care. I'm just in this whole process of learning. but I don't like spending money, though. It's the same as you. That's not needed. Let's see.
So the APD,
because it was an 80 amp, I thought was the one that or maybe it wasn't an APD. It might have been something else.
But that's 12S.
Here's an 80 amp. I mean, this is the part of the operation, or the veins, I guess is maybe you want to put it. So choosing the right one of this is just very important, that we make sure that we not only have enough power for what we have, but if we want to make a motor change in the future, we're not changing out our ESCs too, which will be nice.
Yeah.
Dude, where the heck? I thought it was like $70. Maybe it was Pyro. Let me see. Pyro. Do electronics, ESCs, individual ESCs. It might have been Pyro. Here's Holly Bro. Tecum 65 amps, single ESCs. That'd be pretty good.
Here, I found you the perfect ESC.
Let's see. (24S) 200 amp. God, man. How that thing is, look how thick that is.
Monster, yeah.
Dude, 200 amps, dude. That would be absolutely
at 24S.
Yeah, that's nuts.
24S, that's...
Yeah, no, it was race day quads, because I remember I got a email about that. Let me see. Hold on one sec. Race day quads.
The 20 kilowatt continuous.
Yeah, because the one that we were looking at was it was like, what, 2.4 kilowatts, I think is what we were looking at.
Something in that range.
Yeah.
I'm just blown away by that 24S ESC. That's so crazy.
I would love to build and eventually keep building bigger and bigger ones, you know? Here we go. Yeah, APD. So they don't have them anymore. So the ones that we were looking at was APD, which we'll have to probably buy them from someplace else or go with a different one. Because this was the nice part about this one, was it was all the way up to 8S. Yeah, here we go. Well, they're only $45, dude.
Up to 8S? Is it?
Yeah, up to 8S.
Work down. Does it work for 6S though?
Yeah. 4S to 6S.
Where does it say that?
Oh, it's not going to say it right here, brother. It's up to 8S. Yeah, it's going to be up to 8S capability, up to 80 amps. So you're going to be able to run probably 4S to 6S or 4S to 8S on this. Up to 8S. They wouldn't say, they would just say 8S capability or 8S capable. So we can run 8S, but this is 4.7 kilowatts. Holy crap.
Yeah, if you're running 8S, yeah. What's the amp rating?
80 amps continuous.
80 amps.
Yeah, and it's perfect. D-Shot 300 to D-Shot 1200, which right now what we'll be running, we'll get into the flight controller after that too. We're going to be running D-Shot 600 just because we're going to be running bi-directional D-Shot on these motors through the ESCs too as well. I mean,
what's the cost? $45.
No, not at all.
That bad, honestly.
No, and I mean, it'd be really easy to mount on the arm. We can just use some good double-sided sticky adhesive tape.
Yeah, Elaine, I think the KISS ESCs do sell out pretty quick. The FedEx, right, is what KISS uses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This looks fun. Elaine, I want them all. Yeah, it'd be nice. I'd say new message. There you go. I was looking for KISS ESCs the other day. Sold out. Yeah, KISS ESCs and their flight controllers sell out pretty quick. I wonder if it's just because they don't make big batches of them. I mean, they gotta be, because I mean, not the majority of people are flying beta flight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just because that's the way the market's sold. You know, I mean, it's kind of why most people run Windows, is because the market was built around Windows many generations ago. So now we're kind of locked into this aspect of using Windows. So, okay, so now let's get back to get FPV. And I would say, I mean, I think you're right. I think then instead of going with the internal,
I like those right there.
Yeah, I think this is the route we go, and it's really not that expensive. It's $180. So I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's double the cost of the foreign one. I think
we're gonna appreciate the extra headroom.
Yes, and then also too, if we ended up wanting to change out all this hardware to a Beast class in the future or an X class, we have the ESC already for it. You know what I mean? An 80 amp ESC this should at least allow us to run a bigger motor too, I imagine, than what we're running. Oh, 140 amp burst. Holy man. Oh, look at this, though. Current continuous rating are at 100% throttle duty cycle. Continuous rating is defined as a max sustained current at 100% throttle for 60 seconds with 33 millimeters per second airflow. They even have the airflow documented, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah, because they're giving us that rating of 80 amps continuous.
Yeah.
Assume there's a certain amount of airflow to cool it as well. Because if you were to do no airflow over that, cook itself.
Well, that's pretty nuts, though, man. So that's the rating, is that they hold it at continuous throttle 100% for 60 seconds. That's pretty
33 meters per second is like 73 miles per hour. Which we're pulling 80 amps. We should be going that fast.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're at 100% throttle with 10-inch props, I mean, we should definitely be pulling that fast, man.
560 amps should do.
560 amps. That'd be nice. That'll be nice. Golly, dude.
At 80 amps,
yeah.
Let's see, our batteries, we won't even have a battery do that at 80 amps, though. That's the thing.
No, not right now. No, we'd have to build something bigger.
20 amps that would...
I love this. I love when manufacturers started to drill holes into their board like that for the solder to flow through.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it so much stronger for a joint.
Yeah.
Even on the small ones. See how they do the little ones right there?
What did it say? 140, 120 burst?
Yeah, 240. Golly, that's nuts. Okay, so I think we're pretty much set. We'll probably be going with the APD, or we most likely will be going with the APD, $45, 80 amps. It's a little more expensive, but this seems like it's the better route to go. I know a lot of people are running 10-inch on 4-in-1s, but that would also restrict us into the future. If you wanted to make any changes, we would have to upgrade the ESCs. So in a sense, it makes more sense to just upgrade it now and actually just go through with it. So we'll get this bad boy, APD 80F3, the 8S version, 80 amps. So this is our decision for that. Let's go ahead now. Let's add something, actually, because we're going to look up power distribution boards. Yeah. Because we're going to need to get a power distribution board. Of course, it froze. Right. Well, I think we're frozen completely.
Firefox.
Stop sharing. Let's see what happens. Man, dude, I think it's frozen completely. Yeah, it looks like it's frozen completely.
No, wait. No, the live stream is still coming through on my phone.
Okay. Well, if the live stream's coming through, I mean, I can't even get in here now. Great. Damn Firefox, dude.
I don't know why you're using it.
You just never have a problem with it. Let's give it a second to see if it wants.
Yeah, private island, 140 amp burst, but I mean, our batteries can't even supply the 80. Our batteries that we're planning on for the moment can't even supply the 80 amps per motor. So
there we go.
Really, I mean, most likely what we'll be seeing is something like, I think a 240 amps was the largest we had. So 60 amps continuous. But I didn't, technically those 4-in-1 ESCs were rated for that. I didn't feel comfortable with it. I wanted more headroom. And if we are able to get bigger batteries in the future, then we'll be able to use them and not worry as much.
Well, I imagine we can end up building them too. You know what I mean? If they come out with better lithium ions or lithium, we could even build our own LiPo battery with some good 21700s. You know what I mean?
Not LiPo.
Or not
with 21700s.
Sorry, lithium ion. Sorry, my apologies.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how much. That's part of what we're gonna have to find out is how much this 10-inch can carry.
Yep.
Yeah. So
we're gonna have to just get one motor or get one battery at first and kind of.
Well, like I said, we'll have my 6S2P and your 6S2P that we can hook up in parallel and see how that does. And that's a pretty big battery to begin with. So
yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, 6S, that would be.
Say.
That's a 372 watt-hour battery. I mean.
Oh, golly.
It's a lot of capacity.
Almost half a kilowatt, dude. Holy crap.
It's crazy.
So what we're looking at now, what I'm pulling up, Adam, is just the power distribution boards. We could possibly use the one I have. I was just seeing if there's going to be any better ones. APD make one. APD makes a smaller one too. So I mean, they just make a really nice laid out one. See, they make it really, really nice because they put each of the.
I mean, those Private Island. If you're talking about putting those same ESCs we were looking at, those would be insane on a 7-inch. You could just drop full throttle and not stop until the battery was dead on 80 amp ESCs on a 7-inch.
Yeah. Well, the problem, even getting a bigger ESC, what ESC are you running for those 7-inch? Because I mean, the limitation you're more running into is the motor. I mean, if you're running a 50 or 60 amp ESC, you should have plenty enough to run those bad boys. Where's the distribution? Here we go. PDBs. That's $70 for a PDB, but they have smaller ones.
I was gonna say, how robust is that?
This is a 12S one. 12S, 125 amp continuous on each leg. Golly.
That's way more than we need.
No, exactly. They make the smaller ones. Here we go. 8S, 360 amps for $40. This is the one I was looking at prior.
That's what we want. Yeah.
Yeah, because I have a good one, but this is the APD. It's good, high quality. Up to 8S, so we wouldn't have to upgrade the power distribution board. We have all of the motor ground connections right there. So we just solder right into motor 1, motor 2, motor 3, motor 4, telemetry, and right into the motor wire harness, which is right in the front. So yeah, I mean, this is a great, and the nice part about it too, Adam, if we really want it, we could run dual cables.
Oh, does it have double?
Yes.
So you know what? So we could just run the two 6S 2P packs just
separately.
Yeah.
And that would
each on their own XT60.
Yeah. It would probably be better too than paralleling them together.
Oh, it would for sure.
Well, I imagine when you plug them in, they're paralleled, right? Because I mean, once you plug into that,
then you're putting both the packs current through, a single set of cables, as opposed to this would be, each pack having its own set of cables.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that technically would be better. That's really interesting that they have that, actually.
Yeah, the dual design. I mean, but the other one was, super big. So this was only 360 amps. And the nice part,
30.
What's up?
It's the mounting pattern 30 by 30.
Good question. Dimension.
Setup guide, maybe.
See this one they say 4S8S, but then they don't tell you on the other, the ESC, that it's 4S8S, but it is. It's up to 8S. So the lowest they're going to let you go is 4S. They're not, there's no way you're running 3S on these darn.
Go up to the, what did it say? Setup? Keep going up.
58. Nothing in the setup here. Oh, standard 30 by 30.
Yeah.
Perfect. What's this? Oh, this might even be nice.
What's that?
It's a power bank of capacitors. Holy crud, dude. Look at this.
800. That's insane. What's each one of those?
Those don't even look that big. It's only 100. Yeah, those are only 100 microfarad. Oh, they're that 100 volts though. Okay.
Oh,
100 volts, 100 microfarads. So this whole bank though, dude, is only 100 volts. Ooh-wee. So I guess that's actually another thing I didn't even think about, capacitor. So capacitor, maybe we just run, because we're only running 6S, maybe we just run 250 volt, 1000 microfarads. So we have a 2000 microfarad 50 volt.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh no, actually, sorry. We'd be running them on each ESC, so each ESC would have its own 100 or each.
Oh, 1,000. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, we could do
because we're running. Yeah, I forgot we're doing single. What's it called?
Yeah, so we could do each ESC has its own 50 volt, 1000 volt, or 1000 microfarad.
So I don't know if we're gonna be able to fit the 1000, because what they do with these is, if you look right here, where it's zoomed in at, they have the position for the capacitor right here, the plus and negative.
Oh, okay.
So they only want you to put, I think what will fit there is probably like a 440 or maybe like a 600 microfarad.
But if we have one for each motor, then that's all right.
Yeah, it'd just be nice. I'd like the bigger the better,
Yeah, we'll see what we can fit.
I wonder if there's one on both sides. Let's see, because if there's one on both sides, then we could run one on both sides. What side is that? I think that's the same side. No, there's not. Okay. See, I'd only be able to run it on one side, and then we'd have to use some like, I don't even know if a double sticky tape adhesive would be good, or maybe like a thermal compound. Well, yeah, we'd have to use that VHP that you had, that red stuff. Okay. Perfect. So we got then the power distribution board that we are going to go with, which is going to be this bad boy. Let's go ahead and go back to this one. Was demonstrating my want of headroom. I hear you. Oopsie. I think I went back one more. There we go. Nope, that's the wrong one. That's the 12S. There we go. And it's only $40, so it's really not that expensive. It's going to be a great power distribution board. It's going to handle 360 amps, so plenty enough, plus the dual cables for running the batteries. So then if we don't want to run one, we can tuck it up underneath, zip tied away or strap tied away, and we are good to run. So that is the power distribution. The next thing we're moving on to is the flight controller, which with that option, we just chose a Betaflight flight controller. There's really no reason why I chose the one we went with. We just have it. Any really good F7 flight controller is going to be more than enough and will be robust. The reason why we're going with an F7 flight controller so that we can run D-Shot 600. We can reduce latency a little bit, and then we can run bidirectional D-Shot. So hopefully get some really good prop wash handling out of this bad boy. So the one that we are going with is going to be the PyroFlip F7. Man, this small keyboard is so hard to type on, man. Wow, I cannot type. It's a really great chip, really robust. It's not expensive. It's in a 20 by 20 form. So, I mean, there's no real reason why we need to run a 30 by 30. I mean, it's a rock solid. A lot of people use it for racing. It should be a great flight controller to handle it. Like I said, there's no specific reason we could have went with a Holybro. We could have went with a Mamba, Diatone. Well, Diatone is Mamba, but we could have went with any F7. The biggest part was just making sure we have an F7 so we can run D-Shot 600, and hopefully, we can run more, eventually. But D-Shot 600 is going to be plenty enough. I don't think there's really anything else. This has plenty of UARTs too. I think this has 4 UARTs. I think, yeah, here's T4, T5. Oh, no, so 5. So it might be 5 UARTs. Nope, T6, T7, or T6. So there's 6 UARTs. So there's plenty enough. So if we wanted to add, I don't think we're going with a barometer on this, are we, Adam?
Does that have a barometer already on it?
That was the other one I showed you, the SkyStar. This one, I don't believe built-in Volter monitoring up to 8S. I mean, this one can go up to 8S too, which is nice. So if we do end up upgrading up to something else, we can keep this one. So 5 full UARTs, and then, yeah, the RX and TX. So 6 UARTs in total. No, this one does not. So the other one that I was using, the one that I was recommending too that we were going to use. Oh, battery's low. One sec. Oh, sorry about that. Battery. There we go. Now it should be plugged in. Where's the battery? Now it should be plugged in.
What's up, Peter?
So the other one that we were talking about in our chat, brother, was the electronics flight controller. That was the SkyStar flight controller. And the reason why I was just recommending that, I had it as well, but it does have a built-in barometer, which is pretty cool. I haven't got to test it out.
A lot of like a built-in barometer is not like a rare feature. A lot of a lot of FCs do have those.
I wasn't aware.
All good, buddy. We're just talking about our 10-inch build. So
this was the first flight controller I ever had that had a barometer on it right there, that little bad boy. So, but it's a 20 by 20 board, and I love the way they designed this too, because all of the pads are right on the outside. I mean, it stinks they didn't do any of the labeling, but this thing still has, I think it's 6 or 7 UARTs on this bad boy. LED. Oh, underneath each of these sides have LED drivers, as well as these are LEDs too. So you can, it can run up to, I think it's 20 LEDs, 5 off of each leg. So I mean, the built-in Beck I think is like 2 amps or 2 amp.
BEC or that PDB board has a Beck on it as well. If we were trying to run a big amount
Yeah.
of Beck.
Yeah, I wonder what that Beck was. I mean, well, it's 360 amps, so it really doesn't 12 volts, 3 amp. So we'll have plenty enough there. I mean, because we'll be looking at I mean, I don't think we'll need a barometer right off back because we're not planning anything crazy, but it's something that we can easily add on to. You know, I mean, we can easily add that on in the future. But let's look at some of the other ones, flight controllers. Ah, wrong way. Just look up all flight controllers.
Yeah, let me pull that up.
Took a nap with my daughter. You sleeping, brother? On a Saturday, Speedy BF7 stack. That stack looks really nice, actually, man. The Speedy B with this 45 amp. Oh, that's all rendered. That's why it looks so fancy. It's the rendered version. It's not the actual cut version. It's the CAD version of it.
Yeah.
I was going to say, it looks so good, like when you look at it from far. But it's just the CAD version, so it has all the artificial lighting and such like that. They did a really good job with this board, this Speedy BF7 layout. That's one thing that's really nice. They have gotten really good at manufacturers and the board layout and the placement of items, of solder pads, has just become really, really good. So let's see, barometer. I wonder if you can search with ones with barometer on board. Nope. So I guess really the option to have the barometer on board is just really more for having accuracy for elevation, which it might be important to throw it on there because just getting a regular barometer isn't. You bought a barometer, right?
Yeah, I could not get that to work. The external barometer. Yeah, which I mean, I hooked it up right, and I mean, I tried to look through forums and stuff for a couple hours at least, and everyone said it just should work when you do these settings. And I mean, I mess with those settings forever in Betaflight, and I can never get it to see my external barometer on my 7-inch.
Dang.
So,
which one did you go with?
The barometer?
Yeah.
Man.
Do you think it might be the barometer itself?
I mean, I doubt it, but it's possible, I guess. I didn't really think about that.
Yeah, no, I'm just wondering if maybe we should back up and go to the SkyStar with just the built-in barometer because it's built in already. Wouldn't have to. It should. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, there's other options. What's the SkyStar's price?
The SkyStar's price is like $45 for the ESC or for the flight controller. But like you said, there's other ones that we can get to.
I have a lot of good reviews. It's just not a brand that I'm familiar with, and so
maybe we go with this one.
I'm literally looking at that right now. I was thinking about suggesting it, especially. I feel like maybe I don't know, but I feel like maybe dual gyros might be beneficial, especially with a 10-inch.
Well, it doesn't hurt
because 10-inch
get more isolation, which will be nice because it can compare the gyros together.
Yeah. Oh, whoa! Look at this. Oh no, that's iNav. Does Betaflight support camera switching, like dual camera setups?
I imagine so.
Because this flight controller has 2 camera setups, 2 camera input.
Well, the nice part, I was just looking at that Lumineer that you're looking at.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
It's got the SD card, so that would be so much beneficial for black box logging.
Yeah, I was gonna say black box logging
because we could do a 10-minute flight and not worry about our 16 megabyte flash being filled up.
Yeah,
I mean, it's got plenty of grounds.
Lumineer, you want to do this one?
I'm thinking it might be the best bet, and then it has the built-in barometer already. It's the F7 dual gyro.
Yeah,
$44, so it's really not bad.
No, it's not. It's got 5 UARTs.
We went from having everything, Adam, now to having to buy everything. No, I'm just kidding, because we were talking about the only thing we were really replacing is the flight controller. Because the ESCs, we still didn't make a final decision. Oh, now we have, which I think that's the best decision. I think we chose the good route. And Lumineer, I mean, they're a known brand. They've been around for years. We may end up changing now from the Pyro to this. The main reason why, like we discussed, was the dual gyros. And, I mean, the SD card is just more of an added benefit. So I don't think there's really any downside to this. I mean, we're going to be able to run everything we need. We're going to run across, for the receiver, we're just going to be using a Crossfire diversity module. Pretty standard. There's no other really options unless we were going with Ghost or with Tracer.
Yeah.
Which me, neither Adam or I have. So that's a pretty easy decision.
We're going to do the diversity Crossfire, right?
Yep, the diversity Crossfire. So I think we've made our decision on the flight controller, so we will be switching actually from the Pyro Flip flight controller to this one, mainly just because of the features that it has. Perfect. Yeah. So I think the last thing is props.
Yep, props.
So what is your take on biprops or quads?
Quads? Do they have quads?
Or not quads, tries. Tries or buys, my apologies.
I don't know. I haven't really looked at the selection for 10-inch props that much.
Wonder if it's going to be under X class. Let's see. 12, 13, 12. 10-inch prop, 10 5x5, the APC prop, which makes a great 10x5. There's some props that I really wanted to try out, which is ones that I linked in that article, but they're hard to find out. It's
they're hard to find, or what do you mean?
Yeah, they're hard to find, like where they actually sell them.
They don't sell them on their website because their website has them.
It does?
Yeah. I'm looking at them right now.
Props. Where you at on their website? FPV.
Follow the link that you sent.
Oh, well, yeah, the link I sent.
And then right there on that same page of the link that you sent, just scroll down and they have them. 10-inch 4x5, 10-inch.
Yeah, but they don't have. Okay.
10-inch. They have a lot of variety. 10-inch by 6 frick.
Yeah, so 10x5, 10 by 4.5. And this is the ones from talking to a couple of people who have 10-inch. Aeronaut is, I guess, the route to go. I would like to try an HQ.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying different props.
I wanted to try. I was thinking about their tri props because they come out. They have a really nice.
The macro quad HQ prop 10x5s?
It might be. Yeah, it's the carbon fiber one.
They
got DJI props here. I mean, what's the likelihood you're going to have to replace a prop when you crash that? You're more likely that you're going to have to replace the entire drone.
What, a 10-inch? Or the
no, yeah. DJI FPV, they have the spare props for sale right here.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, if you're going to crash it and you're going to need to replace your props, you're going to end up most likely replacing.
I just sent you a link.
Yeah, I think I got it. Was it this one? Yeah, these ones. Yep. Yeah, so I wanted to run these ones on there, try that one out and see kind of how it would be. I don't know if running a tri-prop is going to be any difference in regards to the motors. And I know it's going to take more amps. But really, I mean, I don't know if it's going to, I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? Going up to this scale, is it going to be beneficial to run a tri-prop or a bi-prop? I mean, I guess the only we'd really gain from this is just more thrust, more power. Right. I don't know if we wouldn't really gain top end, I don't think.
I wonder if going a higher pitch bi-blade would be better, though.
That's what I was thinking, because they make like the 10x6s, don't they? Oh, they go 10x7s?
So they've got some plenty aggressive pitch on these.
And these ones are the carbon fiber reinforced too as well. Yep, reinforced with carbon fiber, making it lighter. Yep. Let's see what they have for them. Yeah. So we have $21. $20 for a set of props. Golly.
What did I buy? 10 sets of PB&J props for $25?
Yeah. Yep. That was super cheap.
Oh, I got that deal.
So I'm thinking that maybe it might be best because I don't want to over pitch it because I would rather have an under pitched prop that we can still use than get something that's over pitched, because this is a pitch of 5. That's a 10.
That's a tri-blade.
Yeah, and that's a tri-blade. So I was thinking more of something like 10x4 for a tri-blade. 10x5, that's pretty pitchy.
I mean, do you want to do for bi-blade? Do you want to do 10x5?
Yeah, I would say maybe we just start there. Oh crap, they have
10x5.
What's the difference between the pushers?
It's if you're doing
You're talking about like what's her names, the huge duct ones?
well, if it's which direction the thrust is being pushed relative to the motor. So like normally we run lifters because it lifts from the top of the motor.
Oh, so it's the stress points are built differently.
Pusher would be if it was a
Gotcha.
understroke motor.
So is that more of like for yours? Like for instance, you would have to have like a pusher depending on which way you put it.
My plane is I should run a pusher prop because the prop is pushing into the motor as opposed to lifting the motor up.
You should look at getting one of these bad boys then.
Maybe.
Yeah, because you can get the 8. You said you were going to go up to an 8, right?
8. I mean, I already got some APC 8-inch APCs and a
couple okay. Yeah, that makes sense then. If you got it, run it.
I might, maybe I'll grab one of these.
Well, yeah, but if you got it, it doesn't make sense. It makes sense to run it. So, all right. So I think that maybe we'll, like we said, we'll get the 10x5 and we'll start with the 10x5 buy and see. I mean, I doubt we're going to be like, hey, we want more. I mean, we're not. I mean, I don't even know the purpose for this is just for fun. So we probably want more. Maybe we'll push it and we'll see what we can do out of it and do some crazy waypoint missions. It'd be really cool to do some live waypoint missions where we set like a 40-mile, waypoint mission where we travel up in Utah, or not in Utah, in Nevada or something out there out in the desert. It would be really, really cool. And like live stream the flight or something like that. But other than that, I think that covers the whole build: the power distribution, the batteries, flight controller, ESCs, the motors we're using, the props, the camera, the RX. We didn't really go into the RX. Like we said, the one we will be using is the diversity module, TBS diversity module. That's just because what we have. I mean, if we were running Tracer, we'd run Tracer or Ghost. Those are both great, great systems. We'd never run anything less than Tracer, Ghost, or TBS on this. I mean, if you're going to put Free Sky on a 10-inch, that'd be crazy.
Expensive.
No, put Free Sky, put a what is it, XM Plus on this bad boy.
That's funny.
One thing we can do actually real quick is let's look at. So I know we're not going to really go into. We'll do this really quick. I know we're not going to go into detail for the 10-inch frame that we're going to buy, because they're in very limited quantity, and if we show the frame that we most likely buy, I'm just afraid somebody may jump on it. So let's go ahead and let's just look at the suggestions or the equipment that Get FPV and Race Day quads have, and kind of look over the frames and kind of maybe pick and choose why we weren't going to go with the other frames that we already saw on their sites. Where the heck frames? What am I missing? Brands we love: FPV equipment, quad frames. Wow. Okay, that might help. Quad frames 6+. Yeah, see, they don't even have much here. This one, let's bring up here, frames. By size, 10-inch. And then let's pull up Race Day quads. Yeah, I'm super excited to get this build going and get the rest of the parts. Now we just got to... And it came out with a version 4. So we'll pull those up. Let's see if they have any up here. I don't think Get FPV even has any 10-inch quads. Need some help?
Yeah, they got a Luminaire QAV 10-inch.
Yeah, that's it.
I didn't even see that frame when we were looking through.
No. Look at that iFlight ICX10 or IXC10. Golly. So let's see this one. So right off the bat, the one thing I do like is the bracing in the arms on this one.
15.
What's up?
Which one were you just previously mentioning a second ago? iFlight what?
The iFlight IXC15 right here.
15.
This big boy.
That's
it's just nuts.
A beast class or X class.
Crazy. I mean, just looking at the Luminaire, I do like the frame design in regards to the arm bracings that they have there. It'd probably be really rigid. I mean, regardless, anything we crash with a 10-inch, it's gonna have so much weight behind it. I'm pretty sure we're gonna break an arm. Even with that, I mean, that bracing in between there is like maybe 2 millimeters or 3 millimeters. You're gonna snap that bad boy. It's nice for show, but But realistically, I think you're just adding more weight on there, and you may even add some more frame resonance because now you have 2 connection points where you have resonance or vibration that can happen as here and as well as the 4-point connection in the middle.
Well, I mean, the other way to think about it, I would think that would add stiffening and help pull out vibrations.
I don't know. Be interesting to see. I think it would add more vibrations because it's an extra point of connection. Because then you have all the vibrations that's traveling from this arm to this arm as well. I don't know.
But it pushes, it holds against its. No, because if you have more connection points, it's able to hold it more rigid, and so it'll be less vibrations. I think that's the right way to think about that.
I would wonder on that though, because I wonder if it would send the vibration since it is stiffer and they're connected to each other. Would it elevate it? I don't know. It'd just be interesting to me. Regardless of them, I think they're kind of pointless. If you crash, I mean, they're going to be broken. But like you said, for stiffening, for the top plate though, this doesn't look like there's much room on this drone. I mean, once you put a GoPro up in the front there, it looks like you only have a couple inches. There's not going to be much room at all for us to put a battery on the top.
Plate. I wish they would give the dimensions of that top plate.
Let's see. Well, you can see it's a really small outplay, or it's a really small footprint right here. It's only got a 30 by 30 in the back.
Yeah, it's 2 30 by 30s.
I mean, we'd put the PDB back. Well, technically, yeah, we could put the PDB in the middle, the flight controller in the back.
Well, so that's I think what we need to be worried about is if we're saying if we want to try and lift something like a small DSLR,
yep,
or have 2 6S 12P packs on there, that frame's not going to carry that, not even close.
No, not at all.
So that's the other thing that we got.
That was some of the frames that we were looking at had a way bigger top plate.
You gotta find.
So I don't even know that the one that I sent you originally, which was like a 3D print file, that one had a really small, narrow. But I want to talk to the other guy about that, kind of that other stuff that we're working on in the background for the 10-inch frames.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's a full plate. It's not even a connector. You see this, Adam?
Oh, that's the actual bottom plate. Okay.
Yeah, it's a full bottom plate. So that's different than completely. That's a lot of screws. You replace that bottom plate, or if you crash and break it, that's shitload. 4, 8, golly, dude, 16 screws just to get to your dang bottom plate. Oh no, I forgot about that one. 17. So then for this, then you wouldn't. I mean, this almost pretty much eliminates the bottom battery mount. Then right here, I mean, you'd have to put so much TPU or some sort of covering. Yeah. I mean, or you break the battery right off the bat. What's up, CFBV? How you doing, brother? We're just coming to the end here. We're looking over some 10-inch frames. We're not going over the one that we're choosing today. We'll actually present that when we do the build. But we're just looking at some of the suggestions or some of the options that are out there for everybody. So I think it's the same type of situation here. And it's even smaller in the back, Adam. And this one, you run a 20 by 20, see?
Yeah, no.
And then you got the 20 by 20 and 30 by 30 in the front. But other than that, I mean, I think I didn't like the design of this too, because they put the screw holes so close.
Okay, this is not a 13-inch X-Class frame, but I just saw it, and you got to look at this thing. It looks crazy.
8,500 millimeter. Golly.
Doesn't it look just wild? With the, I don't know, the center body just looks so crazy to me.
So those are like posts. Those are carbon fiber posts?
Yeah, square tubing is what it is. They're carbon fiber square tubing. For the
$203 too. That's really not even bad. Whew. Well, you never know. That might be the next build, gentlemen. Stay tuned. Subscribe. That may be the next build. But let's see. So, I mean, look how skinny these arms are for a 10-inch. I mean, I don't know if they were going for, I think they were going for more of weight in this one. 217 grams for the whole. But if you look at the arms, I mean, there's multiple areas that are extremely thin in carbon. I don't know. It just seems like And arm's only like a half an inch to an inch long. But other than that, it's the same issue, the top plate. But the bottom, I think we would be able to run a bottom. Yeah, you could run a bottom mount battery on that one.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be an issue whatsoever. And then they all come right into the center. I like frames how they do that, how they all come right to the center. Super nice. This
was that a V2?
Yeah, the V2. Yep. And then this is the dead cat option. I think that was a big thing too that we were looking at in ours, was just to make sure it's a dead cat option. You get the
props. If we're gonna be putting a big camera on there, we want.
Like, look at that right there. See this arm design?
Yeah.
Look at that skinny. I mean, it doesn't matter. Any arm design, I think you're gonna get, it'll crash. But I mean, they build something like that. It's like less than a quarter of an inch. Golly.
I think it's because that's just a leverage point and not like a main.
So not actually where it's taking the brunt of the impact.
Yeah.
So what would be one of the reasons? This one has a lot bigger of a plate now too. So this actually could be a viable option.
Is it that much bigger plate though? I can't tell, to be honest.
Well, I mean, it looks like it because it starts in the front and then the back end almost goes to like halfway to the arms. But it does look like it's a 20 by 20 in the back there. Yeah. It actually has a bunch of room actually in the front. You see in between the post and the front post? It's got a decent amount of room up in the front there to be able to put stuff, but
I don't think that's the one though either.
What's up?
I think that's the frame that we're gonna go with though.
Say again?
I don't think that's the frame that we're gonna go with.
No, not at all. I don't. How thick are the arms? 7.5 millimeters thickness. Those are pretty beefy arms, actually.
16 millimeter wide. That's pretty wide.
We could run a bottom mount battery. It's a dead cat. That's the hard part too, is to find a drone with a dead cat option in the 10-inch. Yeah, see, they don't even. This Yeet, the big Yeet frame.
That's 7 to 8 inch.
Yeah, no, I was just looking at it.
That looks like it's got a wide top plate though.
It does. Looks like width-wise, right?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Yeah. That camera mount. It's not bad though for a 7 or 8 inch drone frame. A $55. That's pretty darn good for a drone frame, and it's the dead cat option.
Dead cat.
That looks really skinny though. The carbon.
Yeah, the plate for the frame.
Yeah, dude, that looks extremely skinny.
Oh, look at the bottom. Like, go to the next. No. Go to the next one where you can see the bottom. There you go. Yeet. Graved and cut into the bottom plate.
What?
The sub plate.
I mean, for the cost though, it's not bad, but
it's interesting for sure.
I wonder what you'd end up breaking. Yeah, I mean, I know you'd break the bottom plate in by the bolts, but I wonder if you'd break the merging plate, the bottom plate of the actual frame. Interesting. Nice part is though, you can actually skid and then your TBS antenna won't hit because it's a little bit lower than where the Yeet is. You skid the Yeet off before you skid on your, but still $55. I mean, it's
not bad.
Kind of interesting, but yeah, it does have a nice big fat top plate. Definitely looks like it's really wide, and you got a 30 by 30 mounting on the top and the back. So yeah, really, I mean, just going through race day quads, get FPV, pyro drone. I mean, there's really not that many options for 10-inch drones. So I think, like I said, me and Adam are still going to be going through our decision on which drone we're going to end up choosing, or which frame we're going to end up choosing, and we'll put it in the build video actually for the next live. We'll be actually building it. So I imagine that will probably be maybe 2 or 3 weeks from now. We'll end up getting the rest of the stuff and building it. Adam, you think that's about right?
Something like that, yeah.
Yep. So then we can build it, and then from there, it's going to be tuning it. So we'll just kind of show everybody our struggles and kind of what we've learned during this whole situation. And then from there, it'll be maiden flights, and hopefully we'll probably make a trip and try to get some really good cinematic shots with this bad boy, and then be able to send you guys or show you guys some of the footage from it. So I think other than that, that's about it. Anybody have any questions in regards to the 10-inch build? I got to do taxes. Taxes are coming up. Nope, doesn't look like it, brother. But yeah, if anybody has any questions, we'll be posting everything online. How big is it going to be?
Not sure what you mean by big. I mean, it's going to be a 10-inch build. We plan on never crashing it at all.
Hopefully, that is the plan to never crash it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it'll be a 10-inch drone. I mean, it's going to be a very big drone. We'll put it up. I mean, it's going to be probably going up to our hips almost, I imagine.
Its purpose is having fun, doing a fun build.
Yeah, I mean, there's really no major purpose behind it. I mean, eventually it'd be nice to be able to use it for some cinematic stuff. Me and Adam are starting to step in more of the realm of looking for some jobs and work for FPV. So if we could end up using it for a shoot into the future, that would be really fun. But I mean, right now it's more of just about learning, working with the bigger drones, and having fun. I mean, there's not really much to do in this time with Corona and everything going on, and just getting some parts, putting it together, and going to rip with some friends.
Well, I mean, yeah, private. I mean,
durability.
Consider durability, but you never want to crash. I mean,
yeah, I guess the durability factor more of comes into the fact that if we end up crashing, I would like to have a frame know that it has better stress points, or at least built with better material, thicker carbon, top plate, bottom plate, better material that is more durable for the long run. So don't plan on crashing it, but if we end up crashing it, it'd be nice to know that we're not going to break 3 or 4 arms, a bottom plate, XYZ. I fly whoop, so COVID isn't really affecting my flight. Ah, nice, brother. You got to post some of your whoop footage online. Do you have anything to record your whoop footage? Shouldn't have left the door open. Now I have bugs here. But yeah, I'm super excited about this, man. Having these motors just stinks not having them on a frame. I can't wait to see the scale, and then with the 10-inch props and everything. But that's another thing too that didn't really cover, and that's kind of important, I think, for hoping you were saying building a 10-inch bando. I mean, we never know. We may rip it up in a bando, but that would be really sad to crash it. I mean, that thing would be destroyed. Oh, you don't have DVR. My apologies. See, what are you flying with, like a box goggles? Or are you just flying the whoop by itself? One of the things I was going into was with the 10-inch build, I think that me and Adam, we were both talking about building, or not building, but like creating like a flight checklist almost, and kind of just making sure that we're checking like bolts and prop tightness a lot more often than what we normally would do on a 5-inch, just because the severity that could happen if this drone was to crash, or box drone from newbie drone. Oh, that isn't that the same? No, that's the one that Martin's son has, the newbie drone goggles. Yeah, they don't have any DVR inside.
It's the one that's like the kit with the tiny whoop. So yeah, no,
yeah, you like slide it in there and everything. Nice. But yeah, other than that though, that is pretty much it, guys. If you guys have any questions in regards to our build, you can follow us along Facebook, follow us on YouTube. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Adam, anything else, brother?
No, that's it.
You guys have a great one. We will come on. The next episode is going to be the actual build, so we'll order all the hardware. We'll get that all ordered, and I imagine we'll probably do this in about 3 weeks, which will end up live streaming the whole build. We'll have multi-cameras, and we'll do the whole build. We'll knock out the entire build really quick in one day, and we'll be able to kind of tag team it, especially now that we're doing the foreign one, or the ESCs, the individual ESCs. We'll be able to tag team it a lot quicker, and we can knock out the PDB. I mean, it's going to be a pretty quick build. I imagine probably about 3 hours that we're both on it. So we'll see.
Awesome. Glad you enjoyed it, Private.
Glad you enjoyed it, Private. Yeah, we'll be on again, brother. We'll have plenty more stuff coming up. We got some other things going on for some long range projects we're working on right now. It was a failure on my part majorly for the Clearview system that we got. We got to build another long range system. The Clearview system is just, at least the one that I got, is not suitable for what we were trying to do. So
yeah,
it is what it is. The darn goggles worked way better than the Clearview. If I was riding the Clearview with you, Adam, that would have been bad. that would have been extremely serious being that far out. But other than that, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for stopping by. It was super fun to talk about the products that we're going to buy. And I feel like we really came down to a good. I'm glad we had this discussion. There was a lot of things that I think that would changed. And I think we really have got a good solid build coming in before us.
Yep.
Yeah, other than that, you guys have a great day. Stay tuned. Hope you guys are subscribed, and we'll catch you guys next time.